Today's video is a little special. I'm going to be walking you through our $45,000 cryptocurrency portfolio that actually tripled in value over the last 3 short months. So I'm going to be sharing with you the journey on how I got here, some of the mistakes I made along the way, because I made a lot, cough, cough, safe moon, cough, cough, and then also go ahead and give you a few tips that hopefully you could take and use to manage your own portfolio and really maximize its growth. Let's go ahead and let's jump right into the numbers. Insert killer graph transition. Did it happen? Okay, so as you can see from this graph here, I am heavily invested in Gavin Wood, the Polkadot founders Kusama network. Now, if you don't know, Kusama is a sister network to Polkadot, and it's built as kind of like a proving ground for a lot of the different protocols that hope to be live on Polkadot at some point in the future. And so it's supposed to be fast and nimble and a little chaotic, but ultimately a lot of reward is locked up into Kusama. Now, one of the things that I love about Kusama is their different approach to how they fund cryptocurrency projects. Typically, like if we look at Ethereum, you have ICOs, or initial coin offerings. So a project has a very short window of time where retail investors like you and I, private equity firms, can go ahead and buy their token at a discounted price. And then you and I hope that once it launches to the general public, that the price skyrockets and we can net a healthy profit. Now, the big difference with the Kusama network, and this is gonna blow your mind, is they have something called Parachain auctions, where you buy KSM or Kusama tokens, and then you commit those to the different projects for a 48-week lease. Okay, it's a lease. And so at the end of that 48-week lease, they go ahead and they actually give you back your original Kusama tokens. So like if the tokens went up in value, you still get all of that back. But the beauty of it is, since you went ahead and you committed some of your Kusama tokens to the project, they go ahead and give you a portion of their tokens as a reward. And this, guys, I cannot understate, has been just wildly successful for my cryptocurrency portfolio. So that brings me to my first point, which is to do your research. Okay, I know you've heard this one a lot, but in this particular example, it just goes to show you what it can do if you do it right. So I had a video come across my desk from Coin Bureau back in May, and they were talking about Kusama, and they felt like it was a gold mine due to its potential. So I went ahead and I watched that video a couple times, took some of my questions, I joined their Reddit, began to interact within the community and learn more. I joined the Discord and began to interact and even learn more from them. And then at that point, I had enough information to feel like it was a pretty good opportunity, pretty good chance to get a solid return. And so with that information, I had the conviction to go ahead and make the investment. And that's so critical, guys. Like, find some YouTubers, find some content that you can trust, you can believe in. Take in multiple sources, right? Don't just take it from one person, but do your own research, because these opportunities are out there and you are missing them if you're not paying attention. So starting with Karura, and this may get a little bit deep, just try and stick with me. So it's a DeFi protocol that's going to be like the definite DeFi hub on Kusama. I went ahead and I contributed to their Parachain auction, and I netted around $2,500 worth of Karura tokens. In addition to that, I went ahead and I swapped for about $1,000 of the Karura stablecoin kUSD. So this brings me to my second point. Make your money your slave. Real freedom is freedom of time. And so if you can have your money working for you while you're sleeping, while you're reading a book, while you're playing a video game, like, that is true wealth right there. And so with Karura in particular, I'm taking those car funds, those car tokens that, again, I didn't have to pay for. I contributed my KSM for that 48-week period. I'm gonna get those back. But now I have these car tokens, and I'm staking them in the liquidity pools of the Karura network, earning additional reward. In addition to that, Karura is also working on something called liquid KSM, where you'll be able to stake your KSM through the Karura app and earn, 10% interest, something along those lines. But you'll also retain control of those KSM tokens. So you can stake them, they'll earn you that 10% interest, but then you could still access those to put them into more liquidity pools to earn even more rewards. So it allows you to like double dip within that protocol. And that is so critical, putting your profits to work for you to make you even more money. Now, the next one we take a look at here is Moonriver. So Moonriver was another Kusama Parachain auction that I participated in. I took some KSM and contributed it to their auction. And this one blew me away. Like, I was literally in shock when I found out that the tokens, when they were released, were valued at over $150 each. So with that happening, that went ahead and added around $15,000 to $20,000 profit to my crypto portfolio in the span of 3 months. Now, as I mentioned before, putting your money to work for you, I don't have those funds just sitting there idle. I went ahead and I staked those as well to go ahead and take those profits and have that money work for me. Now, this brings me to my third point, narrowing down your focus. Okay, when I originally started investing in cryptocurrency, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. So I was buying just about anything. Whatever is like trending or popping or happening that week, like I was buying. To the point that if I pull up my Coinbase account, I own like 60 different like tokens at like $25 each. It's ridiculous. And so by narrowing down, if you look at my portfolio now, I'm laser focused on Kusama. I have a little bit into Polkadot, a little bit into Cardano, and a little bit into Solana. But by having that more narrow focus, I'm able to research those projects much more deeply. And it's easier to take advantage of any developments or opportunities to capitalize on those projects. So Karura, as an example, earlier this month, they went ahead and they launched their stablecoin, but there was an arbitrage opportunity where the stablecoin was worth about $1.18. And so by swapping my KSM in and out, I was able to stack about 4 or 5 additional KSM tokens at a substantial discount because of the arbitrage opportunity of that $1.18 stablecoin not being on peg. And I would have never known that that was even an option or a possibility if I wasn't deep in the weeds, in the Discord, in the Reddit, reading up on these things on the daily basis. And then in addition to that, I think it's a lot easier to manage your risk and rewards, right? So if you go to look at taking profits, you don't have a whole bunch of tokens to manage. You don't have a whole bunch of different blockchains to manage. And then for rewards, again, I think if you really laser focus in on your research and you invest wisely, you know more than likely that those projects are going to do really well by you. And so it allows you to hedge yourself against some of that uncertainty and some of the risk. So my fourth piece of advice is taking profits. So if you look at my account right now, so the Cardano, the DOT, the Solano, all of those I've bought using profits that I've sold off of other coins. And so I've mentioned this before and I have a whole video on this. I'll link it up here somewhere if you want to watch it. But my strategy is anytime I have a token that increases in 40%, so a 40% profit, I go ahead and I sell that 40%. I put it into a stable coin that earns me a small bit of interest, not much, a small bit. And then when we have a bear market or a large dip, I go ahead and I dollar cost average back into the projects that I think are going to do well in the long term. Because the reality of it is, yes, you can make money during a bull market, but you can make a tremendous amount of wealth in a bear market, because all these protocols that people are completely happy buying right now, Bitcoin $50,000, are going to be on clearance for 30. And as soon as the market cycle and sentiment returns to bullish, you're going to be in a position to capitalize on buying in at a lower price point. When we look at my biggest mistakes, first and foremost was investing in meme coins. So tokens that don't really have a true purpose or utility. It's really just based off of social sentiment, FOMOing into things. reading a news article about this pumping or that pumping, or seeing something on Twitter and feeling like I'm missing out and panic buying into the peaks of different protocols. And then honestly, just being blind to the truth. So once I did buy those things, just drinking the Kool-Aid and not really understanding what was truly happening within those projects. So if you guys didn't know, I ended up starting my YouTube channel really covering a lot of SafeMoon content. And at the time, I was newer to crypto and I thought it was legitimate. But I can tell you today that I probably lost around $3,000 in SafeMoon. So another mistake that I made is not taking profits, right? So being greedy. So like, yeah, I'm up 50%, but could it go up another 50%? So my whole plan there is to take out my emotion from the process. So that's why I created that system of, once we go ahead, we hit that 40% profit, I go ahead and sell a portion, stable coins, dollar cost average back into things that I believe in, because it takes my whole opinion out of it. I'm just following this systematic approach that should do me really well in the long term. And then finally, taxes. So I actually haven't been buying a ton of cryptocurrency until February of this year. And I haven't really kept a great deal of records on all the different cryptocurrencies that I've bought and sold and swapped and all the different exchanges that I've used. So I need to work on this one a little bit. So if you guys have any great resources for cryptocurrency tax filing, like videos that you've seen, like hit me up in the comments down below with it, and I'll definitely give you a shout out in the next video. But I am feeling like I'm absolutely going to need to hire a tax professional as we go ahead and we hit tax season this upcoming year. All right, so wrapping it up here, that was my $45,000 cryptocurrency portfolio that tripled in value over the last 3 months. A couple tips that I gave to you guys was to, one, continue to do your own research, take in multiple pieces of information from different sources and never stop that. In addition, make your money your slave. Make sure any profits you're making are making you more profits and continue to stack that over and over and over. Thirdly, narrow down what you're investing in. Don't own 100 different tokens. There's no way that you can stay on top of all those. I would say probably 10, 15 is a sweet spot, so you can really go deep and wide in understanding where they are now, where they're going, what those major milestones are, and how you can kind of take advantage of things. In addition, make sure you're taking profits and reinvesting those wisely so you're in a position to take advantage of any bear market sentiment that may come up in this next year. As for what I'm looking out for, although we kind of seem to be in a bullish position right now with Bitcoin bouncing off and on that $50,000 price mark, I'm still a little bit timid on if this is the real deal. So I'm laser focused into taking my profits, keeping my head down, continue to do that pick and shovel research to put me in the best possible position to take advantage of any way that the market wants to go ahead and go. Now let me know in the comments down below, what are some of the strategies that you're using today to go ahead and manage your portfolio? Also, if you've had some tremendous gains in 2021, I want you to hype me up. I want you to let me know in the comments down below so we can all celebrate in your success. Thank you so much for watching the video. Ryan Turner, no autopilot. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.